September. For many, it signals the end of the gardening year. The days grow shorter, a distinct chill perfumes the morning air, and the vibrant, almost chaotic energy of summer begins to soften into a gentle, golden decline. But for the savvy gardener, September isn't an ending at all. It's a turning point. It's the beginning of a second, quieter but equally rewarding growing season. This is the time to prep smart, to work with the changing season, not against it, and to ensure your garden continues to provide you with fresh, delicious harvests long after your neighbors have packed their tools away. Imagine stepping out on a crisp November morning to gather fresh greens for your lunch. That's not a fantasy, it's a completely achievable reality with a bit of forward planning now. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the essential tasks that will transform your September garden, setting it up not just to survive the coming coolness, but to truly thrive. We'll cover everything from revitalizing your soil after a demanding summer to clever planting strategies and simple, effective ways to protect your precious crops from the first frosts. Before we can sow our autumn treasures, we must first tend to the foundation of it all, the soil. Your summer crops, particularly the hungry ones like tomatoes, courgettes, and sweet corn, have worked hard and taken a lot of nutrients from the ground. September is our chance to say thank you and give back. Start by clearing out any summer plants that are truly finished. Be ruthless. That leggy beanstalk with only a few sad-looking pods, out it comes. The tomato plants succumbing to blight. Remove them carefully, but don't compost them, as the disease can persist. Once the bed is clear, resist the urge for any deep, back-breaking digging. We want to preserve the delicate soil structure that has built up over the year. Instead, a light forking over of the top few inches is perfect. This aerates the soil and helps to incorporate our next, most crucial ingredient, organic matter. A generous layer of well-rotted manure, or even better, your own homemade compost, will replenish the nutrients, improve drainage, and provide a feast for the worms and microorganisms that keep your soil alive and healthy. Spread a good 2 to 3 inch layer over the surface and gently rake it in. This simple act is perhaps the most important thing you can do to guarantee a successful autumn and winter garden. With our soil prepped and ready, it's time for the exciting part, planting. The key to a continuous autumn harvest is a technique called staggered planting, or succession sowing. Growth slows considerably as the days get shorter and cooler, so a batch of lettuce sown in the first week of September will mature much faster than one sown in the last week. By planting in waves, a small row every 1 to 2 weeks, you ensure a steady, manageable supply of crops, rather than a glut all at once. Think beyond just lettuce, spinach and radishes, wonderful as they are. The world of autumn greens is vast and exciting. Look for hardy varieties specifically bred for cooler weather. Consider oriental greens like mizuna, mibuna and pak choi, which often germinate quickly in the cooler soil. Spicy mustard greens like giant red or peppery rocket add a wonderful kick to salads. Don't forget about herbs like coriander and parsley, which adore the cooler conditions. When sowing, precision is your friend. Create shallow drills, sow the seeds thinly to avoid overcrowding, and cover them with a fine layer of soil or compost. Water them in gently with a watering can fitted with a fine rose to avoid dislodging the seeds. This little and often approach is the secret to enjoying fresh salads right through to the first heavy snows. Of course, planting is only half the battle. The defining challenge of autumn gardening is the inevitable arrival of frost. Cool nights can descend surprisingly quickly in September and October, and a single hard frost can wipe out your tender crops overnight. But fear not, for protection is simple and incredibly effective. The most versatile tool in your arsenal is horticultural fleece, or frost cloth. It's a lightweight, breathable fabric that can raise the ambient temperature around your plants by several degrees, often the difference between life and death. For a truly robust system, create low hoop tunnels. It's easier than it sounds. Simply hammer short lengths of rebar into the ground every few feet along the sides of your bed, leaving about a foot exposed. Then take lengths of flexible plumbing pipe or electrical conduit and bend them into arches, slotting the ends over the rebar. You've just created the skeleton. Now simply drape the fleece over your hoops, ensuring it reaches the ground on all sides. Secure it with bricks, stones, or specialized clips. The beauty of fleece is its breathability. You can leave it on for days at a time. However, it's good practice to open up the ends on sunny days to improve airflow and prevent things from getting too steamy. This simple structure can easily keep your crops alive and growing well into November, and sometimes even beyond. If building a full hoop tunnel feels like too much, you can get just as creative on a smaller scale with upcycled items. This is where the humble, clear storage bin becomes a gardening superstar. By drilling a few ventilation holes in the sides and top, you can flip it over a patch of seedlings to create an instant, effective mini greenhouse. The clear plastic lets in maximum light while protecting the young plants from harsh winds, hungry slugs, and light frosts. You'll often see condensation forming on the inside, a perfect illustration of the warm, humid microclimate you've created. This method is perfect for getting a patch of spinach or a row of radishes started. Don't stop there. Look around your recycling for other potential cloches. Large, clear plastic drink bottles with the bottoms cut off are perfect for protecting individual plants like lettuces or herbs. Just remove the cap for ventilation. If you're feeling a bit more ambitious, you can construct a simple cold frame from scrap timber and an old window. These DIY solutions are not only cost-effective and environmentally friendly, but they are remarkably efficient at extending your growing season by capturing the sun's warmth and shielding your plants from the elements. To maximize every inch of your garden space, you need to think like a chess player, always planning one move ahead. This is the essence of succession planting in autumn. As soon as one crop is finished, another should be ready to take its place. The moment you pull your last beetroot or harvest a quick-growing crop like radishes, don't let that valuable, prepared soil sit empty. Loosen the soil lightly with a hand fork, perhaps adding a small handful of compost, and immediately sow your next crop. That space is perfect for a row of winter lettuce, spinach, or some oriental greens. This continuous cycle of harvesting and replanting is what leads to true garden abundance. You can also practice intercropping. This involves planting fast-growing autumn crops in the spaces between larger, established plants that are still producing. For example, the ground between your tall kale or Brussels sprout plants is often bare and exposed. This is a prime location to sow a quick crop of spinach or landcress. The larger plants will offer a degree of shelter to the seedlings, and you'll be utilizing space that would otherwise go to waste. By combining these two strategies, succession planting and intercropping, you can dramatically increase the productivity of even the smallest garden plot. Caring for your autumn garden requires a slight shift in mindset from the summer months. Watering, for instance, is still crucial, especially during dry spells, but it's best done in the morning. This gives the plant foliage time to dry completely before the cool night sets in, significantly reducing the risk of fungal diseases like downy mildew, which thrive in damp, cool conditions. When you do water, aim for the base of the plants, delivering water directly to the roots where it's needed most. As for feeding, your initial soil preparation will provide a great start, but a little boost can make a big difference. This is where you can truly close the loop on your garden's ecosystem. Continue adding your kitchen scraps and garden waste to your compost bin. This is the engine room of your garden's fertility. You can create a wonderful liquid feed, often called compost tea, by steeping a shovelful of mature compost in a bucket of water for a day or two. This nutrient-rich liquid can then be diluted and used to water your crops, giving them an easily absorbable boost. Another fantastic option is a liquid seaweed feed. It's packed with trace elements and minerals that not only feed the plant, but also help to strengthen its cell walls, making it more resilient to cold stress. A fortnightly feed will keep your autumn crops healthy, vibrant, and productive. So, as the season turns, don't see it as a time to tidy up and retreat indoors. See it as a fresh start, a new challenge, and a new opportunity for abundance. By taking the time now in September to enrich your soil, to sow in succession, and to put simple, effective protections in place, you are investing in a harvest that will nourish and delight you for months to come. There is a unique and profound satisfaction in gathering your own fresh food from the garden when the world outside is cold and grey. With these smart preparations, your September garden won't just survive, it will thrive, rewarding your efforts with flavour and freshness all through the autumn and beyond.